Oh my God. Yo. Yo, let me tell you something. When I saw the title of this, I was like, yo, this is too funny. Now they're going to pass the buck. And I remember learning this term in history class or social studies class. And they were explaining that passing the buck in politics. You pass that blame. So, Biden's stupidity and selfishness sank Kamala, says Democrat donors. Vice President struggled to separate herself from her boss in the short time of her left on her campaign. Now, look, it seemed as if she never wanted to separate herself. When she was asked what would she do different, she basically said nothing. When she asked, was Joe good? She doubled down on it, like, yeah, he's straight. The stupidity and selfishness of Joe Biden cost Kamala Harris the U.S. election, a major Democrat donor has said, as a bitter blame game began after her humiliating election defeat. My. Ain't that sad? So, right here, let me see, I found a couple. That was Telegraph, but Telegraph wants me to pay for that. Let me see here. I don't feel like paying for that right now. Joe Biden's fault. Oh my God. Let's see here. After Harris' loss, boom. After Harris, oh, they want me to take off my, there we go. After Harris' loss, angry Democrats blame her boss. That rhymed, they to play the game. Bars! November 6th, anger and soul searching took hold of the Democratic Party on Wednesday after Vice President Kamala Harris suffered an election loss that left some party officials and voters dumbfounded. I don't know how they didn't think she wasn't going to lose. Harris was the self-styled underdog against her Republican rival, Donald Trump, having joined the race a little over 3 months ago, but the nature of her loss has some Democrats asking questions about the future of the party. The sharpest criticism contained accusations that the party had lied to its supporters about President Joe Biden's mental fitness, which they did until a disastrous TV debate with Trump in June raised alarm bells and ultimately led to the president's exiting the race. One Democratic donor asked, why did Joe Biden hold on for as long as he did? He should have not concealed his health and dropped out a lot sooner. Biden, 81, has said privately he thought he was the only Democrat who could beat Trump and vowed publicly that he was fit to be the president for another 4 years. When he dropped out of the race in July, he said he had decided it was in the best interest of his party. Biden's announcement in April 2023 said that he would run for the election and was greeted with skepticism by many Democrats, but likely potential challengers quickly agreed to join his campaign as advisors rather than challenge him. They blamed the malpractice of Biden's inner circle. No one would tell him no, the officials said, criticizing the White House communications and political teams. So it's Joe, but also Joe's core apparatus, stunning and well-documented chickens coming home to roost. One Harris aide said the vice president's campaign was doomed from the start by her loyalty to the unpopular president. Well, they were both unpopular. Democrats could have won with some who broke from him, offered different policies, and presented a candidate of change. That's true. If she had kind of like separated herself, like, look, I ain't going to be him. I got some new stuff for y'all. Pay attention. That could have worked for her. But her approval ratings were already lower than his. So it's like, I still don't think she could have beat Trump. One major error was Harris' initial mark about the ABC show The View, that she could not think of anything that would have been different from Biden. Other left-leaning governments have also come under fire from conservative political movements that target immigrants. Canada's Liberal Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, for example, under criticism from the right, and Europe's far-right parties have vowed to toughen immigrants' rules while I thought this was never mind. Anyway, I don't think they can blame Biden. I think Biden was part of the whole recipe of disaster that happened with this. Okay? She didn't go through the normal channels to become the candidate. People were talking about them having a coup to get him out. Biden already had a bad debate, made himself look bad, his mental capacities. She jumps in. She doesn't answer questions for weeks or months. She doesn't answer any questions. Then when she starts answering questions, she's messing up. She's dancing around the questions. There's questions about her race and her motives as far as getting the black vote. It's like, is she Indian? Is she black? Is she both? What's going on? And people are having a hard time finding evidence of the black. Okay? There's also the censorship issue. The censorship issue with social media. People are talking about, hey, trying to take away our First Amendment rights. There's the whole gun thing. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I'm thinking that just worked against her. She did not communicate as good as Trump. She already had a lower approval rating than him. They both got dirt under their nails. I mean, there's a lot of stuff I think went against her. And no, Biden didn't help calling us garbage either. He put on the Trump hat too. What else did he do? Put on the Trump hat. I don't know, man. I don't think it's his fault. I don't think you can blame him really at all. I think it's the whole team's fault. Post comments down below and let me know what you all think. 10 million subscribers. Woo!